Howdy. Welcome back to RC Restomod. Today we're doing a different kind of how-to video. What we're going to do today is a how to go racing video. And I know that not everybody who's into RC cars is going to get into racing, and that's fine. But if you should choose to do so, this video, what we do is we go through the pits at an RC Pro event so you can kind of see how people are setting their stuff up. It's all very similar, so these are the things that they're using you'd probably want to acquire over time. They don't have to be the best and biggest, just something to get you by. Then after that, we've got a series of interviews that were recorded at the RC Pro Oval Series race that we hosted at our track. And then down in the description, I was going to try to add it on the end, and I can't get it to download, but I wanted to get the video out today. My friend Josh Allen kind of did a walk around video, and I'm going to put a link to it in the description, and I think you'd enjoy it if you watch it, especially if you happen to be from around here and know the STR people. You'll really enjoy that video. Anyway, here it is, how to go racing. Right, hey guys, here we are at STR Speedway, our local track in San Angelo, Texas. Today we're hosting one of the rounds of the RC Pro Off-Road Series, and no better time to show you how to go racing, because these guys know. They are super fast. All right, now your standard pit, like these guys have here, it's a little pop-up canopy that you set up out of the back of your pickup. They have a trailer, and I'm sure a little table with all their cars on it. I'm sure they've got some kind of light set up for when it gets dark this evening. There's more of those. And then with this being RC Pro, we've got some guys that do it a little bit special. This gentleman brought his house and he's working on his cars on his front yard right by the outdoor bathroom. Over here we've got a couple more local pits. And I don't know, y'all may be familiar with this guy. Mark Santa Maria came out to race with us today, and we're freaking thrilled about it. He's turned out to be a really cool guy, very charismatic and gregarious. We're tickled to have him. But anyway, a pit like, let's look at Ryan Caldwell's pit. It's functional, but it's very affordable. So he's got 2 small tables, his tools, his cars, a little rack he made to hold his spare tires, a chair, and he has some lights he can hang up. Anyway, that's about all you need to have a great day racing. Hey guys, this is Peyton Daniels from Lubbock, Texas. He drove all the way into San Angelo to visit with us, which is what, about 3 hours?
3, yeah.
And we appreciate the heck out of him putting that much effort in. So Peyton, if somebody was coming out to race RC cars for the first time, what would your #1 tip to them be?
Don't be afraid to run novice. You got to start somewhere, and just don't figure out where you're at in your race. Race your race, but also you got to see where everybody else is. Ask questions. Ask questions, and see what's going on. Also, if you're a new guy and you come and race with people that are a little bit more experienced, just don't be going in front of the leader, and don't race the leader. If you're going around, you know that guy's ahead. It doesn't hurt to just give him a little room and let him go around, and y'all keep going. It works a lot better than crashing both of y'all. You lose a lot more time.
So you don't think the guy in last place should determine who wins the race?
No, and rubbing's not racing if you're 4 laps down.
Okay. And you don't think people will look down on you if you're a grown man running with little kids in the novice class?
No. Some they do. Sometimes they separate adults and stuff. But honestly, first 5 times I went racing, I raced novice. Learned a lot from it. Just be aware that, you know, we all got to start somewhere. Don't be afraid to start with, novice, sportsman, whatever they want to call it. That's what it's there for. The main thing is to get track time, laps and laps and laps.
Cool, appreciate that, Peyton. And this gentleman here is Scotty Page. He's also from Lubbock, Texas, and he likes things that are green.
Definitely Hulk smash the whole way.
There's his truck. Here's his race car. He's definitely has a favorite color. I think it's just easier to find in the parking lot, if you ask me.
Absolutely. When you get old, you got to have them trifocals and bifocals and all that. So most definitely.
I'm definitely wearing bifocals myself. So what'd your number one tip be for guys that are just trying to start out, or gals?
Again, go out and go to your local tracks, watch them run, see what class interests you, and then get that car and run that car in the beginner class, and get accustomed to that car. And then, like several other people have said, don't race your leaders. When you are getting lapped, hold your line, but give them room to make that pass. It's probably your number one thing, because you're racing time, and when you take both of you out, then you're both losing time. And then ask questions. Go to your more experienced racers that are winning and ask questions. More than likely, they are going to help you.
Because they want you to speed up so you can stay out of their way.
Exactly. They want you faster to get out of their way. So yeah, absolutely. And just YouTube's an awesome tool. Watch your videos such as this one and learn from those.
Yeah, I highly recommend RC Restomod for teaching newbies.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you, Scott.
This video is what we're trying to do is give a whole bunch of tips to guys that are coming out to race for the very first time.
Okay.
What kind of tips would you have? The other guys have talked about not racing the leaders when your lap's down, and not being afraid to run the novice class when you're first time out, even if you're a grown-up racing with a bunch of kids. What else you got?
You know what? We all had to start somewhere. The novice class is the place to start. If you're just getting into it, if you haven't bought a car yet, I suggest a Slash. It's an easy to maintain car. This is an SC modified right here, and it's a Traxxas Slash. A Slash is a good place to start. Novice is track you need, the class that you need to start in. You can turn that Slash into just about anything. It races in Mud Boss, it races in Slash Super Stock, it races in SC Modifieds. If you buy the new Traxxas Mud Modified or whatever it's called, I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have one yet. There's several different cars, and Traxxas is a good starting point.
You can just pull that one out of the box and go race it here.
Exactly. In the novice class, you can buy a trophy truck. This track here, you can run the trophy truck one weekend and dirt oval with it the next weekend. So you can't beat that.
No. And I want to show his car just a little bit, because if you remember correctly, our backyard basher and the Slash Superstock we're fixing to build are two-wheel drive Traxxas Slashes. They're nowhere near as crazy as this one.
No.
Looks like the chassis pan's been swapped out, all the shock towers.
This is an old ERC car, but it's a good car.
And that's how far you can go with the Slash. That's why it's a good buy to pick up a two-wheel drive one if you find one at a good price. All right, Bryce. This is Bryce. He's from Abilene. So is Steven. They came in to race with us today. Bryce, if somebody's coming out to race for the very first time, obviously you're not, because you got a whole table full of cars. What would be your best advice to brand new guys?
Well, I can give good advice on this, because even though I got a lot of cars, I'm still relatively new. I've only been doing this about a year. And the best thing that helped me is getting around people that knew what they were doing. I still do that. I mean, I'm just asking Cody for help. I'm just asking Steven for help.
Does Cody know what the hell he's doing?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he does. The reason I got so many cars, because I like building them. Obviously racing them too, but I like putting them together and building the bodies and painting and all that. But the biggest piece of advice for somebody to get into it is get with somebody that's been doing it. They can steer you in the right direction of what to look for. Don't get that, get this. Save you a lot of headache. And the best story I have is first practice I went to, I had an Traxxas SC late model, and it was really slow. And the guy that I was there with asked me what gear I had. Well, I had no clue, because it came out of the box that way. He said, "You need to go get this and this." I would have not known to even look at that, but it was a new pinion and spur gear, and we put those new gears on. I picked up half a second on lap for $3. So again, I'd have never known to even look at that. I thought the motor was laying down or the motor wasn't any good, but no, it's just gearing. But again, there's a lot more that I don't know. I know how to pull the trigger and turn the wheel. That's about it. Everything else I'm still asking about. So surround yourself with good people.
It's very good advice. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Now, this guy here is Cody Kelsey. Cody and I fought fires together in Abilene. We've actually been in some pretty hairy crap before.
Yeah.
We've had chiefs come after us. We've had some adventures. This is a pretty good dude. Cody, what would your advice be for a brand new racer?
Find a class at your local track that is supported, and when you find something, stick with it and just work on consistency before you start on working on getting fast. You want to be consistent.
That's a good call.
The lap times will come with consistency. Get used to setting up your car, working on your car. Like Bryce said, find somebody at your local track that you know that you can go to help you with setup questions, what to run, what not to run. When you find that one person, don't go around asking 5, 6 different people, because you're going to get 5 or 6 different answers. Yeah, Steven's over there raising his hand. Find somebody that is a trustworthy person that is going to give you good advice, and stick with what they tell you.
Cool.
That way, any adjustments you make, they're steering you in the right direction. There's a lot of good guys out there that are more than willing to help you go out of the way. I go to Nathan Dean when he comes and races with us, and he helps me out anytime I go and ask him. He's a great guy. Randy Lathrop, Robert Chapman, Trent Jenkins, who doesn't race very much anymore, but they're all really fast guys. They're all respected in the RC community. So speed will come. Work on your consistency. Get out and make some laps. Get out and meet the guys at your local track. Find a class that you enjoy. Some of these classes can get expensive. So starting off, get you a street stock. They've started off with the Slash Super Stocks now. That's a fun little class to get into. The mud bosses are good to get into. And it
We're
all
building
depends
a
on
Slash Super Stock on the channel. That's probably be starting next week. We'll put one of those together.
Yeah, Slash Super Stock. It's just a 2-wheel drive Slash truck, and throw a street stock body on it. That's an excellent class for somebody just getting started into it. You still get the adjustability of running an oval car, because it's a lot different than running off-road or just going out in your backyard. And it's a fun little class to get into.
Guys, this tall feller here is Wes Hancock, proud Texas Tech graduate. And he's got a pretty nice pit set up, pretty good cars, and he is one of our local fast guys. So Wes, if you were gonna give somebody that's coming out to race for the very first time some advice, what advice would that be?
Turn your throttle down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because more than likely you're going too fast, and you just need to be more consistent. Speed's not the answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not really.
Just turn the throttle down and learn to drive.
That's right.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
This is Ryan Caldwell, aka Patch, and he's been racing longer than I have, even though he's young enough to be my son's drastically younger brother. So Patch, what advice would you have for guys starting out for the very first time?
Oh, get something good. Don't get a piece of junk.
So go ahead and spend a little more to get something you can keep underneath you.
Spend some more money, you'll be happier, less aggravated at your stuff.
Cool. Anything else?
Just when in doubt, throw it out. You'll be good.
This gentleman here is Tibby Stanley. Tibby, how long have you been racing RC cars?
Well, I started the first time in the early 90s,
Okay.
around 91.
So he's our resident gray-haired expert.
How about that?
He's a handsome feller. He's a lot older than he looks, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. So what would be your advice for somebody who's coming out to race for the very first time?
Just try to find your own way. Don't try to overdrive what you're capable of doing. a lot of times being slow and smooth is fast. A lot of fast people try to just be fast and you wind up breaking. But if you just stay within your abilities and learn as you go, you'll grow as you go.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I'm just glad to still be here and still be doing it.
right.
A lot of fun.
Thanks, Tippy.
Oh, you bet. Thank you.
Dustin Polk, he's one of the new guys out here, and his first race is not too far in the past, so he's got a whole lot bit different perspective than a guy like Tibby. Dustin, what do you wish somebody would have told you before you showed up the first time?
The first time,
Yeah.
don't try, just have fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in trying to be number one.
Just try to get around the track.
Yeah. Make clean laps.
Cool.
Make clean laps.
And you didn't know that you were going to get your feelings stepped all over by people like Farva?
Oh, Farva. That's all I can say on air.
And here is Noel Leon. He's also kind of new to the RC racing scene, but we like him pretty well.
I'm all right.
So what kind of advice would you have for somebody coming out the first time, or something you wish we'd have told you when you showed up the first time?
Have fun, enjoy it, embrace it.
Cool. Just live in the moment.
Live in the moment. It's all fun. It's all just a bunch of guys out here having a good time.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. This is John Sewell. He's the jerk that made me spend $450 on a better motor for my SC late model. So, John,
don't want to be slow, right?
What would be your advice for somebody coming out to race the first time?
Have fun. Just have fun. Don't worry about anything else. Just have fun.
Excellent advice.
Period.
And over here we've got Roger Pruitt, aka Hot Wheels. We're not real sure where he got that moniker.
It could have something with it.
Might be related, we don't know. So Roger, what would you want to tell somebody coming out to race for the first time?
Slow down.
I think I've heard, Roger, slow down.
I think I've heard Roger, slow down.
All right, guys, this is my buddy, Mr. Josh Allen, body painter extraordinaire, and a pretty good dude for a cop.
Give me too much, way too much credit there for body painting.
What kind of advice? What would be your piece of advice to somebody who wants to come out and race for the very first time?
The biggest thing is don't get discouraged. Come out, race. It's going to be hard. It's going to suck, and you're going to feel horrible, but it'll be okay. Just work through it and understand that it takes time to learn. It's completely different than bashing and driving the car in your driveway. It's different. It's going to take time to learn. Don't get discouraged. Just keep pushing through it. It'll get easier. Just give it time.
Cool, man. This is Andrew Jackson. He shares a name with the president, and he's been kind of the statesman of this track. He and one other guy were some of the first two to show up to start the work to turn this into this weed-infested leftover relics of a track into what we have today. And Andrew, what advice would you give somebody heading out to race for the very first time?
For the very first time would be to be consistent and stay out of the throttle. Stay out of your throttle. The more consistent you are, the faster you are. And consistency always wins.
All right, guys, this is Charles Davidson. He's from the San Antonio area. He gets the long haul award for today. And nice. Charles, what would your advice be for somebody coming out to the racetrack for the very first time?
For the very first time, if somebody's coming out to race for the very first time, I would suggest that they find one, you can look on the internet, you can find all kinds of cars, there's all kinds of manufacturers. The main thing is to find a manufacturer at a track that you're going to go to. One is the main focal point of that is that there's parts available when you tear them up, because if you're doing dirt oval, if you're doing off-road, you're going to tear stuff up in your first couple of times. Stuff that you
or your 100th time.
Or your 100th time, yeah, you're going to tear stuff up. So probably the most important thing starting out is finding a track that you has either on-site hobby shop, or if it has something that can have parts available for you to do replacements. The other thing is don't go out and spend a ton of money on RC, because you can get into $1,500 cars before you even know it. Find a box stock class. I mean, hell, Traxxas makes some of the best box stuff box stock stuff available. So start with that. Get some races under your belt. Learn your lines. Learn how to drive the car. Learn how to maintain control of the car. And then as you start to progress and you get better, and you'll get better as you go. You know, the main thing is just to stick with it and try different things.
Cool. This gentleman is Jose Morales. He's from right up the road in Robert Lee, Texas.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have to go to Google Maps to find that because ain't nobody knows where it is.
No, ain't nobody knows what it is. No, hell no. Little bitty town, 1,000 people.
But Jose's one of the new guys here, and we've tried to give him all kinds of good advice, and most of it we were sincere about. We let him astray a few times on purpose.
You learn.
What would be some advice you'd give somebody that's wanting to come out and race for the very first time?
Some advice, you know, I would say do your research on just about any brand of car there's out there, and just start out small. Ain't no reason to buy a $2,000 RC car. Just start out small. But yeah, definitely for sure do your research.
Okay, now you've taken a route that some people have had trouble with, ego-wise, because you showed up here and you said, hey, I'm a new guy, and you ran novice, and a lot of your opponents are, well, let's be honest, they're children.
Yes.
And that's hard on a lot of guys' ego, but do you feel like you've been ostracized because of it by the other guys in the crowd, or do you think people have been supportive?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I know the kids are out here for fun, and listen, I'm just learning just as much as they are, and I run a brush motor compared to all the kids there, my son included, you know, runs a brushless high power motor. I think it's fairly fair, you know. But no, I'll definitely be moving up though, for sure.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to get people to understand, to check their ego and try to match talent, and if you're new, you're new.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, 64 or if you're 30, if you're 12. If you're first starting, I mean, you're first starting, ain't no shame in that.
Cool.
Of course, you'll get better as it goes on, but ain't no shame in starting wherever you start.
All right, ladies and gents, this guy is Brian Hyman. I met Brian through the local Jeep club right after my wife got her Jeep, and we'd go out four-wheeling, so I knew him before I ever showed up at the track. Brian's got a pretty good assortment of cars, and he's kind of like me.
A small portion of it.
He's got old man eyesight that holds him back from time to time, just like I've got. But what would be some good advice for you to somebody that's coming out to race for the first time?
Two things: start small, and then there's a little phrase I like to tell people: slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So when you're first starting out, if you want to try it out, go cheap. Get you a cheap Traxxas car, or find somebody's used car that you can get for a reasonable price. Try it out. That way, if you don't decide you don't like it, you're not out a whole lot. Then you can probably sell it and make a little bit of money back. But that phrase, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Take it easy on the track. Learn your car. Learn what your car does in the corners. Figure it out when you're giving it throttle. Cut the power back if you have to. If you can, if you have the ability to. But you don't have to go full throttle all the time. Take it easy, take it smooth. Learn what the brakes do, and just figure out how the car performs, how it handles.
Patch said his car don't have no brakes.
Well, yeah. It's Patch we're talking about here. Yeah, just take it easy.
All right, cool. Good thing. Hey guys, this is Ezra, and he runs around with Jose. Jose's his stepdad. And Ezra, if you were the first time you came out to race, what did somebody tell you that you thought was really helpful?
You race very well. You just need to work on a couple of things.
Okay, and they tell you what those couple of things were?
Yes.
Okay, what did they tell you? Slow down and...
Slow down, not to crash, and stop breaking my car.
Cool. Now, when you break your car, do you and Jose work together to fix it, or you have to fix it all by yourself?
I usually have to fix it by myself.
Okay. And how did you learn how to work on them?
By Jose.
Cool. So this is a good opportunity for fathers and sons to work together on something.
Yes.
Cool. And I know you think it's fun out here. Is there anything else you do that's more fun? You like swimming or chasing girls or anything like that?
Nope. I like this better.
It's all about the racing with this one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is just Mr. John King. You remember the other day we went by and did some horse trading on parts with him at his place. I screwed up and didn't get him on camera because I'm not a very good cameraman yet, but you know, things are what they are. So John, what kind of advice would you have for a dude coming out to race for the very first time?
Slow your car down. Slow and steady wins the race. If your car's slow, you learn how to drive it, then you speed it up from there.
Cool.
Gain a little, control it, gain a little, control it, gain a little, control it.
Guys, this is Brandy. Her husband and grandson race out here, and so does she. And she's pretty popular around here because she likes to marshal. So she's one of the best corner marshals we've got around. Brandy, what advice would you give somebody coming out to race for the very first time?
Be patient. Don't expect to know that you know it all and can do it all from the start. Be patient with yourself and realize it's going to take a little learning curve. And have fun.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Guys, this is my good buddy Tim Watson. Known him from Jeeping days and RCing days. Tim, what advice would you give somebody that was coming out to race for the very first time?
Just come out and have fun. That's about it. Don't expect anything, just have fun.
Cool. Thanks, man. This is Wes Hint, and he hasn't been running with us very much, but he's been around racing and speed stuff most of his life. Wes, what would be your advice to somebody coming out to race RC cars for the very first time?
It's all about having fun. It's kids, us being, I should be adults as kids coming out here with toys. I think just my advice would be go out there and carry a smile. That's all I can say. That's what I do. Enjoy it.
So don't get too worked up, want a fist fight or anything?
No, that's not even worth it. I mean, it's toys.
All right, after listening to all that good advice, did you notice that there were some things that came up over and over and over again? Don't race the leaders when you're way behind, and you're probably going to be way behind early on. It takes some time to learn the skills to be a front runner. Secondly, go to your local track before you drop your bucks. Find a car that's going to be supported, that you're in a class that's always going to make. If you pick something oddball, you may not be able to race it. There may not be anybody to race with. So make sure you get something that's supported and have fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's grown men and women playing with toy cars. It is a lot of fun, and it's pretty exciting. The competition can get very exciting. So go out to your local racetrack, figure out what it's all about, get you a car, throw it down, squeeze your trigger, and have a great time. And we'll see you next time on RC Restomod. Hey, and if you're not subscribed, a like and subscribe would really make my day. Anyway, y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time.